Hi there, Corey Davis. I'm going to talk to you about blizzards and, more importantly, lake effect snow and the Wasatch Front Mountains. Lake effect snow affects many areas across the United States. The first one we're going to talk about is moisture is picked up in the Puget Sound and the area around Victoria and Vancouver, Canada, and then is driven up into the mountains. It creates a lot of lake effect snow there. The second is the northeastern part of the country. This isn't true lake effect snow, but this is due to warm, moist air getting picked up across the ocean and then deposited as the flow passes across the northeast, and it drives that moist air back on land, cooling it and creating lots of snow. More proper lake effect snow in the Great Lakes states around Michigan. This is where I grew up. We get a lot of snow due to lake effect snow, blizzard conditions in the Michigan area due to lake effect snow. There are no mountains really in the Great Lakes states, so there are no orographics to help with snowfall in the Great Lakes region. And lastly, the Salt Lake area, the Wasatch Front, and the Great Salt Lake having the perfect combination of dry and moist and orographic lift to create tons of snowfall here in the Salt Lake Mountains. Low pressure systems tend to always spin in a counterclockwise fashion. And so as these storms come across the Great Salt Lake, they pick up warm, moist air and then deposit that into the mountains or into the Salt Lake or Ogden benches. The northern Wasatch will tend to see snow early due to the southwest flow as the snow comes, or as the moist air is picked up across the Great Salt Lake during the southwest flow, and then that moist air is cooled very rapidly and then deposited in the Ogden and Ogden Mountains or northern Wasatch. And then as that front passes over, the flow will start to change to the northwest, picking up warm, moist air over the lake and depositing it in the Salt Lake valleys, the Salt Lake benches, and then more importantly, the Little and Big Cottonwood areas. As you can see in this diagram or photo, southwest flow coming across the lake, picking up lots of warm, moist air, and then that warm, moist air is cooled very quickly as it rises 6,000 to 7,000 feet in the northern Wasatch here, creating tons and tons of snow, usually in the North Ogden benches and then the Ben Lomond area. The Ben Lomond area, the SNOTEL site there, sits at about 7,600 feet and is one of the snowiest places in Utah for its elevation. It averages just below 500 inches of snow a year, which is a ton for that elevation at 7,600 feet. And it's due to the southwest flow when we get lake effect snow here in the Ogden area, and it's lifted up really quickly. You can see here how quickly that orographics rise in the North Ogden area and then depositing snow on the leeward side of the mountains. The opposite for the Salt Lake area, as that front passes over to the southwest or to the northwest flow, you can see you have warm, moist air picked up over the lake, carried over the Salt Lake Valley, and then deposited in the Salt Lake Mountains and in the Salt Lake Valley and benches. Here you can see a radar photo from one of those lake effect storms. So much moisture gets picked up across the lake. These storms can deposit up to 5 feet of snow in the mountains, bury cars, make dangerous driving conditions, dangerous avalanche conditions, lots of different things for the Salt Lake area to deal with when we get tons of lake effect snow. So some of the records here in Salt Lake, our records are recorded at the airport. That's where we get our official weather from in the Salt Lake area. February the 24th to 25th, 1998, 19 inches of snow fell in a 24-hour period due to lake effect snow. And the record before that was in 1984 in October, when we got 18.7 inches of snow. These storms then can deposit up to 5-6 feet of snow in the Wasatch Mountains or the Cottonwood Canyons area. In December 2003, we had another historic storm. 103 inches of snow fell in Farmington, Utah. The cost of this storm was almost $2 million, and we had 5 fatalities linked to the storm. So remember that here in Utah, snow is very important to us. Blizzard conditions are very important to us because of the tourism industry. Tourism is a main tax revenue for Utah, so we need tourism and we need snow for the state to survive. But remember that with snow comes dangerous driving conditions and costs to clear the roads and many other things. So blizzard conditions to Utah are both important and can be dangerous at the same time.